ते अविद्या विनाशायते वेद गाय जहर चरितो वेद गाय जहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अदब जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवना लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवना महाप्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया महाप्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया हे वेदा सुचुति भुवना हे वेदा सुचुति भुवना महाप्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया महाप्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया हे वेदा सुचुति भुवना हे वेदा सुचुति भुवना श्रील प्रभुपा पतित पवना जय गुरुदेव जय शरणा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा श्रील प्रभुपादा जय 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 प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय बोल हरि बोल कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्यामिने शून्यवादी आशाच्या दिसताईने Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम मुकुंद राधा गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर धाम की नवदीप धाम की गंगा मई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की समवेद भक्तवृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashchata Deshataya. Krishna and welcome everyone to ISKCON Waterloo Saturday gathering. The next part of the program would be the prayers to Lord Narasimhadev by the kids. So please start that, and then the next the program after that is going to be us getting together for a little bit of a discourse and a bit of understanding of Bhagavad Gita. We have a specific verse that we'll be reading the Bhagavad Gita from, and then after that there will be a little bit more kirtan, more of music and dancing, and at the very end we'll have prasadam or the meal for everyone. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadadayini.
Praladadadayini.
Hiranyakashi Purvaksham.
Hiranyakashi Purvaksham.
जय श्री नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So we'll get started into the next part of the program now, which is going to be reading from Bhagavad Gita. For those who don't have the Bhagavad Gita, for those who don't have the Bhagavad Gita, we will be requesting you can maybe share the verse from the online Vedabase, vedabase.io, and that way we can use that verse as a way to refer on to. But before that, we'll be chanting one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So I'll quickly hand over the mic to the devotees after I demonstrate what we do when we do the mantra meditation. So man is the mind and tra is the overcoming of the mind. So our mind has so much of chatter, and to overcome that mind, we want to try and see if we can repeat the mantra that helps us to keep the mind subdued. And then when we do that with the transcendental sound vibration, that is going to help us to engage ourselves the right way. And that's the mood and the prayer that we have when we're chanting. So, for those who are doing it for the very first time, I'm going to quickly show this to you. The very top bead where you have the knot, we usually don't chant on that bead. And then the mantra that we'll be chanting is going to be a different one on that one. But also we don't use our index or the pointer finger. And then the reason for that is because it's used for criticizing, so usually we try and avoid or refrain using that finger. Again, trying to get all the negativity out, I'm just going to focus on the chanting of the mantra. And then the first mantra, you all can repeat with me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Advaita Gadadhar,
Shri Advaita Gadadhar,
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, and then we move on to the next bead, which is the one where we're going to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And each individual bead will be chanting one full mantra. So the mantra goes, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then we move to the next beat. Like that we'll be continuing all together 108 times. Okay? So let's start. Right from the very beginning. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
So before we begin the class, we can start with Radha Mama, Jai Radha Mama. Can we start with Jai Radha Mama? Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Okay.
Mic isn't working. You're audible though.
I'm audible, but mine is not working. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. Okay. So how is everyone doing this Saturday afternoon? Good? Okay. Okay, I see some new faces over here. Maybe devotees who have come for the very first time. So who is here for the first time? Okay, I see. Okay, almost 4 people are here for the first time. So welcome to ISKCON Waterloo Saturday gathering. So here what we do is that we discuss Bhagavad Gita verses. So it's a discussion class. I'm not here to give a discourse because I'm not eligible. I don't have that much understanding of Bhagavad Gita to give a discourse. So this is a discussion class. Right? So we'll take a Bhagavad Gita verse and based on that verse we'll do some discussion, right? So I would appreciate your input as well during the class. If you want to add anything, anytime, please feel free to do so, right? So that we can learn together from Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So do you know which verse we'll be covering today? Who knows which verse we'll be covering today? 2.59, right? So who was there in the last class? I know some familiar faces because I only attended the class for 5 to 10 minutes because I had to take the kids class, but I know like some of you are here. So what was discussed in the last class? Maybe let's start from there, right? So who would maybe just in a sentence or two? Yes, Mataji?
To control our senses and use our senses for the pleasure of Krishna, for the service of Krishna.
Okay, so we discussed about how we can control our senses and how we can dovetail that in the service of Krishna. Right? So this is what we discussed. So today we will be discussing verse 2.59. Let me recite that verse first. So how many of you have a copy of Bhagavad Gita? If not, then you can always go to vedabase.io on your smartphones. It's Vedabase, vedabase.io. You can go to vedabase.io and then you can open Bhagavad Gita and you can refer this verse 2.59. So let me first read the Sanskrit and then we can go to the English translation. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasvarja rasopasya param drishtva nivartate. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasvarjam rasopasya param drishtva nivartate. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasvarjam rasopasya param drishtva nivartate. Anyone from Prabhuji's?
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निरारस्य देहिना रसावर्जं रसोप्यस्य परं दृष्टा निवर्तते.
Anyone else?
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिना रसवर्जं रसोप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिना रसवर्जं रसोप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
Mataji?
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
विनिवर्तन्ते
निराहारस्य देहिना
निराहारस्य देहिना
रसवर्जं रसोपस्य
रसवर्जं रसोपस्य
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
निराहारस्य देहिना
निराहारस्य देहिना
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
विषया विनिवर्तन्ते
निराहारस्य देहिना
निराहारस्य देहिना
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य
रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते
Can anyone please read the translation?
Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains, but ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
Anyone else can please read the purport? Maybe we can also learn.
Unless one is transcendently situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulations is something like restricting a deceased person from certain types of eatables. The patient, however, neither likes such restrictions nor loses his taste for eatables. Similarly, sense restriction by some spiritual process like Ashtanga Yoga in the matter of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, etc. is recommended for less intelligent persons who have no better knowledge. But one who has tasted the beauty of the Supreme Lord Krishna in the course of his advancement in Krishna consciousness no longer has a taste for dead, material things. Therefore, restrictions are therefore the less intelligent neophytes in the spiritual advancement of life. But such restrictions are only good until one actually has a taste for Krishna consciousness. When one is actually Krishna conscious, he automatically loses his taste for pale things.
Thank you, Prabhu. So who we are here, there is a sentence over there, right? That this sense control is for whom? Is for the purport Prabhupada said, is for neophyte devotees, right? And it is I am and most of us here are neophyte devotees, right? So, we have to control our senses. And this is, I would say, one of the most important verses of Bhagavad Gita, a very important verse for Gauriya Vaishnavas, right? And this is one of the things which all the practitioners, I would say most of the practitioners of Krishna consciousness, they are struggling with, right? That how we can control our senses, right? And we all know that we have to control our senses, but the question is how, right? How and why I need to control my senses. So this purport also talks about the Ashtanga Yoga 8 phases, right? So which is the first phase of Ashtanga Yoga?
Yam.
Yam. So Yam is first and then second is Niyam. So what is Yam? Okay, what is Niyam? It's a Hindi word I know, but Niyam, most of
Rules and
rules, right? Like dues.
Rules and rules.
Yeah. So what is Yam? Yam is what not to do, and Niyam is what to do, right? So even when devotees come to Krishna consciousness, the first thing what they hear is the regulatory principles, what you don't have to do. So what are the 4 regulatory principles? Because this is what is there in Krishna consciousness as well, right? Like we start with what not to do, right? So what are the 4 regulatory principles?
No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex.
So what Mataji said is no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication, right? So the moment we come to the temple, this is what we hear, that this is what we don't have to do, right? And I believe following all these 4 regulatory principles are somewhat easy for the devotees, or am I wrong here? I don't know. What about you? How was your experience when somebody told you, okay, these are the 4 regulatory principles and you have to follow it? Is it easy or is it difficult?
Difficult.
It's difficult, right? For someone maybe who is eating, non-veg from the moment they got birth, right? It's very difficult for them to live it. I was hearing recently I was hearing one of the lectures from, okay, now I'm aging, like my memory is getting okay. So, one of the from ISKCON Chapati, and then they mentioned that when they visit US, they usually tell people that these are our 4 regulatory principles. Especially in India, it's easier for people to just follow this. But when we go to the Western countries, one of the practitioner, he mentioned that okay, I can do everything, but eating meat is very difficult for me because it's there in our culture. Like if I don't eat meat, then my family members won't accept me. So he was like, so it was a cultural thing, right? He wanted to leave it, but then it was a cultural thing because in every meal, the meat is served in their community, especially in their community, right? So it was very difficult for him to leave that because otherwise the family is going to, oppose that, right? So in this verse, Krishna is saying that we all have desires, sense desires, and it's very difficult to leave those desires. And even if we leave it by force, the taste still remains there. How many of, okay, I don't want a raise of hands here, like people who are pre-diabetic or diabetic, maybe some of them are there in your family, right? So what happens when somebody is detected as pre-diabetic? The doctor tells them, don't eat sweet, right? And then I know my father, he is diabetic. So one of his goals is to get his blood work done, so that he can check, what is his diabetes level, right? And then he can start eating it, right? So because that taste is still there, right? When we do Ekadashi, right? Sometimes when we have to do Nirjala Ekadashi, right? So what comes in our mind? Some people start planning like what we have to do tomorrow. So me and my daughter, we have this plan, okay? Today there's Nirjala Ekadashi, tomorrow we are going to prepare this, tomorrow we are going to prepare that. Why? Because that taste is still there, right? But that's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. That we don't have to, Krishna here is not saying that you leave everything, And that's why this term comes in Gauriya Vaishnavism, which was, I think, coined by, or maybe the term was already there, but it was popularized by Rupa Goswami. Please correct if I'm mistaken. Yukta Vairagya. Right? And this is what Rupa Goswami said, that you don't have to leave anything. Right? But you have to connect everything with Krishna. One of the very famous verses of Bhagavad Gita, I think it's 9.27. Who can recite that for me? 9.27. Shloki, yes. Who can recite that?
I like.
Okay, yeah, you can try. That's okay.
Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat yuhosi, dadasi yat tapasyasi konteya, tat kushva mad arpanam.
Yes, so Krishna is saying, Yat karoshi yat ashnashi, yat juhoshi dadashi yat tapasyasi konteya, tat kurusha mad arpanam. He's saying, it's not like that, we have to, yes, there are certain restrictions, there are yam and niyama, but, we don't have to leave everything. It's not like that we don't have to eat salt, we don't have to eat sweet, we have to eat it, but then we have to eat Krishna Prasadam, right? So everything we have to connect it with Krishna. I was listening about one of the devotees' experience that when he joined the Brahmachari ashram in India, he thought that, okay, now I have come to Krishna consciousness, I have to leave everything. So he said, I am not going to eat salt, I am not going to eat sweet, I am only going to eat boiled food. And he mentioned that within a month, he was getting dreams about sugar hills, sugar balls, right? And then he talked to his Guru Maharaj, and then he said, you don't have to do that, right? You can eat everything in moderation. So first, offer it to Krishna, and then you eat it, right? So this is the verse here, because there's also a verse in Bhagavad Gita, right, which talks about Falgu Vairagya, like, is it 3.6 or 3.9? Who can recite that? I'm offloading some of my work to you, right? So who can recite that verse? Yes, Prabhu.
It's कर्मेंद्रियाणि संयम्य
Right.
य असते मनसा स्मरण इंद्रियार्थान विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचार शौच.
Correct. Is it 3.9 or 3. Who can read the translation? Yes, Prabhu.
It's 3.6.
3.6. Okay.
One who restrains the senses of action but whose mind dwells on the sense object certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender.
It's called a pretender, right? So this is what Krishna is saying, that we don't have to renounce anything prematurely, right? And there are many examples from scriptures that people, who tried to control their senses, right, under pressure, or maybe they wanted to do it, right, but they fell down, right? And there are lots of examples in scriptures. So, do you remember any of those examples? So somebody talked about, yes, Mataji? Vishwamitra Muni. So what happened with him?
He was in meditation, but when he heard the tinkling bells of Apsara Menoka,
Right.
so
He got attracted, right? And then they had a kid, right? Shakuntala, right? So Mataji was talking about Vishwamitra Muni's example, right? That how he was doing tapasya for almost like 10,000 years or so. Don't quote me on that again. You can check the exact number of years. But yeah, almost that many years he was doing tapasya, right? But then Indra, he got terrified that what would happen if the Lord comes and then he gives a boon to Vishwamitra Muni. So then what he did is that he sent Menka to distract Vishwamitra Muni. So Vishwamitra Muni's his eyes were closed, and then he just heard the tingling of the bells, right? What Menka was wearing, and then just by that he got attracted, right? Okay. Any other examples? Shaubari Muni. Mataji is a double leader of Srimad Bhagavatam, looks like that. So thank you, Mataji. Yes, so Shaubari Muni. So what happened with him? He was doing very severe austerity, correct? And where was he doing it? Underwater. Can you imagine? Like he was doing tapasya, he was doing austerity, that too underwater, right? But then he saw two fishes, and they were mating, and then just by seeing that, he got disturbed, and then he went to the king. Don't remember the name of the king, but who was the king? Does anyone remember? Okay, and then he said that I'm going to marry one of your daughters. And so the king was, very shrewd, and then he said that he thought that none of my daughters is going to marry you. But then he said, okay, I have 50 daughters, maybe you can go, and then whosoever selects you, because there was this tradition of Swayamvar, right? So then the king said, because king knew that nobody is going to select, Shaubari Muni, because he was very pale, right? And then he has got beard, and then so none of his daughters is going to select him. So he said, okay, you can go, and then whosoever selects you, you can marry. But then the Muni, he understood, right? And that's how he just changed his whole tire, everything, because he's a Muni, right? He can do it just by his tapasya. And then when he went there to meet his daughter, the king's daughter, like all of them, wanted to marry him. So he got married with 50 princesses. And then after that, he realized that, after some point he realized that that's not worth it, right? And I need to do devotional service. Any other examples? King Bharat, yes, Prabhu. So, yeah, that was again not lust, but yes, he had that affection for the deer, and right, and that's why he has to take another birth. So thank you so much for that. Yes, King Bharat. Who else? There is one more very famous example which people often quote. Ajamil, yes, like how. So what happened with Ajamil Prabhu?
He was outside gathering woods and
Mhm.
he saw Shudra and Shudrani embracing each other,
Right.
and he just wanted to have that Shudrani at his home, and he left his wife, his family.
So that's why looking at that, he left his family and then he got married to that prostitute. There is also an example, thank you, Prabhu. There is also an example of King Yayati. Right? So what happened with King Yayati?
He spent his whole life enjoying material pleasures, and when he got old, he still had more material desires. So he asked his sons to give up their youth to him. But how many sons did he have? Like 5 or something. All of them.
She is not testing me. Yeah. Okay.
All of them except one were, we don't want to do that, but his youngest son, I think, said that he would exchange his youth with his dad. So, but then when the king had used up all of his son's youth too, he didn't get satisfied with all that.
Right. So he took, what was his son's name? I also don't remember. Okay. But, yes, Prabhu, do you know?
It was
Prithu, right. Prithu Maharaj, I think, right, yes. Yeah. So Prithu Maharaj, so he took his youth as well. The father taking the youth of his son just to enjoy, correct? And still, for 1,000 years, he did that, but still he was not satisfied. And then he realized that no, that's not the goal of the life, right? So, how many of you believe that we are a soul on a journey? How many of you believe that? Very, very few people. Okay, so maybe we have to again start with Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, we Dehi no yasmini athade. Okay. I think most of us, but then I think sometimes we are just hesitant even to raise our hands. So I accept that. Okay. So we all know, right, that we are souls on a journey. Right? So all these material pleasures, we have experienced, we have enjoyed so many times in our past lives, isn't it? But still, that desire is there. That desire, one more time. Can I go on a vacation just one more time? Can I eat this just one more time? And when I'm saying this, even I'm in the same boat, right? But we have, even in this life also, we have enjoyed certain things so many times, but still we want to enjoy, just one more time. Can I go there? Can I eat there? Can I buy this? Can I do this? Just one more time, right? But what Prabhupada is saying here, or in fact what Krishna is saying in the second line of this verse is that desire is always going to remain unless, and then he gives the key here. What is the key? Rasavajyam rasopasya param drishtva nivartate. What is the meaning of param drishtva nivartate? Param drishtva is the, yes Mataji? Until you get a higher taste, when I was in school in India, if you are familiar with the currency of India, it's in rupees, right? So in 1 rupee, we used to get, there were these black, just when you said that, Mother, I started having that taste in my mouth. Anyways, yes, so just in 1 rupee, it's tamarind, Prabhu, tamarind, right? So, yeah. So, in 1 rupee, we used to get that. So after school, we used to go to this shop and used to buy this and eat it, correct? And then, oh my God, that used to feel like heaven, you know. It's like I can do anything just to get that 1 rupee and get that imli goli, that candy, that tamarind candy, you know, I can do anything for that. But once you grow older and, you start college, you start working, then you can spend more, correct? And then you can spend more, then you can get tastier things than that, right? Like you can get pastries, ice cream, you can get different kinds of chocolates, right? So again, it's like that taste is there, just we have to replace it with something else, So we don't have to suppress anything, we just have to replace it with something else, correct? And that's the key here in this verse. Param drishtva nivartate. Just get that higher taste. Now the question is how to get that higher taste. And this morning I attended a program. There was a DT installation by Vaishnavas.
Bhakti
Ashray Vaishnava Maharaj. So there was this installation of Gaura Nitai, and then Maharaj told the host, like in whose house we had this program. So Maharaj said that now you have new family member, treat them as your family member. And I was like, okay, wow, because we never feel like that way, that Radha Madhav or whosoever deities are there in your home, they are our family members. Because if they are our family members, then yes, we can get that taste to serve them, right? We can get those feelings, right? That okay, today I have to serve the breakfast, today I have to serve the dinner. What if I'm going somewhere? Like who is going to feed them? Because they are our family members. And this is what Maharaj said, that you are welcoming new family members and then you have to take care of them, right? So again, developing that relationship with Radha Madhav, whosoever deities at your home, is important. That we can get that higher taste, right? And there's a story. So if you see the Guru Parampara over here, many of you might not have, paid full attention. So it starts with Prabhupada, and then who is the next? So on the very right side, so if you look, on the very right side there is Prabhupada, and who is next to Prabhupada? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, right? And who is next to that? Who is next to that? Is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, right? So there is a very famous story about Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. That once a wealthy man, he went to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji and then he said that how can I get Krishna Prema, right? And because he said, I'm very wealthy, I can do whatever you say, correct? So how can I get Krishna Prema? And then Gaur Kishore Das Babaji said that you can get Krishna Prema only in 2 paisa. Well, he was bewildered, like only in 2 paisa, how can I get Krishna Prema? So then he said, in 2 paisa, you can buy 2 books. One is, so both of them are from Narottama Das Thakur. One is Prarthana, and then second one is Bhakti Chandrika. Sorry, Mataji? Prema Bhakti Chandrika, yes. So he said just buy those 2 books, read the songs written by Narottama Das Goswami, and you can get Krishna Prema. So easy, right? So, but sometimes, the things which are easier, it is the most difficult thing for us. Because even if you listen, or sometimes we don't even, give that much time just to listen to those songs by the Vaishnavacharyas. We don't read their translations. We don't immerse in those songs. Because if we try to immerse, then, just by their blessings, we can get some kind of Krishna Prema. So there is one very famous, very beautiful song by Narottama Das Goswami. Maybe we can just sing 2 lines of that song, if that's okay. Can you do that for me? Yeah. Radha Krishna Prabhu.
Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora
Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora
Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora जीवाने मराने गति अरनानि मोरा 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 Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora.
And so there are very beautiful songs in that group, Pratna. And we can see from the life of the devotees that, once they got that higher taste, and that's why the last sentence of the purpose says that it's for the devotees who are at the highest level, right? And once they get the higher taste, they don't even worry about these material pleasure, right? But since we all are neophyte devotees, we are, practitioners, we are bhakti practitioners, right? What we have to do is that we don't have to suppress anything, but whatever we have to do, we have to put Krishna in the center. And that's the mantra, correct? That whatever you do, put Krishna in the center, correct? So, there was, this is a story about, Bilva Mangal Thakur, right? So how many of you have heard about him, Bilva Mangal Thakur? So most of you have heard, right? So what happened with him, with Bilva Mangal Thakur? There was a turning point in his life, right? And then how he became a devotee of the Lord. So what happened with him?
2 turning points.
2 turning points, okay. Yes, Prabhu, I need your because if I miss anything, but please, please add on to that, yes. So what happened, yes?
On the day of his dad's funeral, he wanted to go to the prostitute,
Right,
the one who he usually visited.
right.
And as he was about to do that, there was a lot of rain, thunderstorm, to the point where the rivers were flooding. But he still somehow managed catching on to a dead body, not worrying about the snake and pulling himself up, thinking that snake was the rope to get in. And he met her somehow or the other in the dead of the night.
Right. He met her and then she said, so her name was Chintamani, and then he said that, the kind of commitment, and devotion and desperation, you are showing it for me. If you have showed that for the Lord, right? That would have been very nice, right? And then the second turning point was that when, again, when he was placed on
Yeah.
no, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so after he took that instruction from Chintamani, the second time around, he was begging alms, and he saw a wonderful lady, and he wanted to somehow enjoy her. So he followed her all the way to her home, and at that point, I guess the lady's husband was there. He greeted him as well because he was a saintly person. He welcomed him inside the house and said, "How can I serve you?" And he asked if he could enjoy the saintly person could enjoy this wonderful wife of his. And the saintly person agreed to it, but then he realized it at that point in time again, without any other ones, like external nudging. He got internal higher taste, if you want to call it, and had decided to not trust his senses. And so he took away his own eyes, just so that the senses won't no longer deviate him from the path.
Yeah. So Prabhu narrated this story that what happens that, below Mangal Thakur, once he realized that, he asked for a needle. And then from that very needle, he just closed his eyes that I don't want to see anything, right? Because my senses are disturbing me. So again, in Bhakti, we don't have to do that, right? If we want to see something beautiful, we always have Radha Madhav to look at, right? We always have the other deities, right? To look at. And the beautiful pictures of Krishna and Radha Rani and the gopis, correct? So yes, we don't have to do that. And that's when, I think it was Vilo Mangal Thakur who wrote these verses. Was it Vilo Mangal Thakur? Yes. So can we again sing that, just the first paragraph of Kararavindu Napadaravindu? Yeah, we can repeat. If you want, we can repeat.
Kararavinde napadaravindam mukharavinde viniveshayantam.
Kararavinde napadaravindam mukharavinde viniveshayantam.
Kararavinde napadaravindam mukharavinde viniveshayantam.
Kararavinde napadaravindam mukharavinde viniveshayantam.
Vatasya patrasya puteshayanam balam mukundam manasa smarami.
Vatasya patrasya puteshayanam balam mukundam manasa smarami.
He Krishna, He Radha, He Sakheti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
Hare Krishna, Hare Yadav, Hare Sakheti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Can you please read the translation? Sorry, I'm putting on the spot. Yes, Mataji. Give it.
I meditate on that infant Mukunda, Krishna, who is sleeping on the leaf of a banyan tree with the lotus-like foot placed in his lotus-like mouth with his lotus-like hand.
I remember that form of Mukunda, correct? So again, if we meditate on this one, right, like how to get that taste? We just meditate on this, that where Bala Mukunda is sleeping, what he is doing, correct? When Narottama Das Thakur sang in the Radha Krishna Pranamura. So what's the translation? Who can read? Just the 2 lines, Mataji, for Radha Krishna Pranamura. Who can read? If anybody has opened it.
The divine couple, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, is my life and soul. In life or death, I have no other refugee but them.
Yes. So, because why he is saying that? Because he has got that higher taste, right? We are on that path, correct? But just by hearing to these songs, just by hearing from the pure devotees, maybe we can pray, we can hope that someday one drop of that mercy will come to us, and we can also experience that kind of taste, right? And how we can do that? So in one of the lectures, somebody asked the speaker that how can we do that? It's like yena kena prakarena. Whatever works for you, right? Because different things will work for different people. If somebody likes to listen to the lectures, but others, they like to listen to the kirtan, right? Or others, they want to serve, so that is their prime way to connect with Krishna. So yena kena prakarena. Whatever works for us, we have to do that, because we know that that's our highest, right? I was, sorry, how much time I have? Just maybe 1 or 2 minutes?
Another 15 minutes,
15 minutes? Okay.
including question and answer.
Please, okay. So, 3:30 minutes have question and answer? Okay.
You can have that.
Okay, we can have that. Okay. Thank you so much. So, this is a very famous story in the ISKCON world, that there was one person, not sure where in Europe, and then he was standing on the railway station and he was waiting for his girlfriend to come from train. So he was just waiting there to receive her, and then there was this book distributor, sorry, and then he approached him and then he said that, while you are waiting, can you please, take this book? And there was this Bhagavad Gita. So that person said, okay, anyways I have to kill my time, why not take this book and read? And somehow the train got delayed, or maybe the train reached again after an hour or so. And then by that time, he had read like most of the Bhagavad Gita. And then he understood his purpose of life. And it is mentioned that he didn't even receive his girlfriend. which was not very polite. But that's okay, that was good for both of them. Right? So then he didn't even receive her, and he just looked at where is the local temple, he went there and then he joined. So maybe he did that because he was at that stage, right? He had lots of mercy from the Lord, that he just needed that one trigger, to reform his life. In our life, we are getting triggers after trigger. We are hearing lectures, right? We are hearing kirtans after kirtans, right? But it is working. I would say it is working. Maybe not at that pace, which happened with that devotee, right? Maybe not at that pace, but it is working. How many of you agree with that? That it is working? Maybe not at, right? So most of us agree. So this is the way. Okay, Prabhu has both his hands up. That okay, he agrees with that completely. So yes, so this is what we have to do. We have to follow the process. The process is very simple. Like I said that, you don't have to leave anything. But whatever we do, follow the regulatory principles and then attach everything with Krishna. Like sometimes, when I listen to devotees, I think that, oh my God, how much love they have for the Lord. Because if they see a fruit or something, they would say that, okay, let me buy this because I want to offer it to Krishna. And in my life, I'm like, okay, I want to buy this because, this looks delicious and I want to eat it. I still offer it because, maybe as part of a ritual because, okay, I know that if I don't do it, I'm going to incur sin. Because again in chapter 3, right, like it is said that, if you don't offer and then you eat it, then basically you are eating sin. But you will see devotees, if they go out and they see beautiful flowers, they would think that, okay, I need to plug this because I have to offer it to Krishna, right? The love with which, they offer bhogas, the love with which, they prepare everything for Krishna, right? So, again, that's why, Rupa Goswami, in the book, I think it's Nectar of Devotion, he has given 64 angas of bhakti. Right, Mataji? And then in the end, there are 5 important angas of bhakti. What are those 5 important angas of bhakti? Yeah. You can do cheating, you can do Google, and then, that's okay, yeah. It's not a closed exam, right? Okay, so what are those 5 angas of bhakti? It's not in the purport. Yes, Mataji? Sankirtan, yes.
Devotee association.
Devotee association, yes.
Dhamvas,
yes.
Vigruharchan,
Srimurti Seva, yes.
Bhagavatam,
Hearing Bhagavatam, yes. So, okay. So, Mataji is ready for the next class. That's nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yes. So, Mataji said, these 5 points. First thing, reading Bhagavatam. Is it very difficult? It's not difficult, but it's not also easy because we don't have the taste, right? So it is said that if you don't have the taste, just read it and one day the taste will develop. Second thing is sadhu sangha, right? And that's why even in the 9 stages of bhakti, the first stage is shraddha. That first you have to have some kind of faith. Then only you will come to the temple. Then you will come to a center. Then only you will even get interested to do something. Correct? So the first is shraddha, right? And then second is sadhu sangha. So sadhu sangha, again Rupa Goswami is saying the same thing, right? We have to do sadhu sangha. Even the 9 stages of bhakti, right? What is shraddha and sadhu sangha? So sadhu sangha is very, very important. And that's why, meeting with devotees, being in their association is very important. Because we all know that Maya is very strong. Once we go from here, we go to our offices, we meet our friends, we get distracted. And that's why this weekly sadhu sangha, if you can have it daily, wonderful. Right? Otherwise, then, this weekly sadhu sangha is very, very important. Right? So, Shraddha, sadhu sangha, and then it is bhajana kriya. Because if we do these 3 things, Shraddha, first you have faith, you do sadhu sangha, you meet with devotees, and then you do bhajana kriya. Like whatever is there in the Gauriya Vaishnava Parampara. Like Prabhupada said that you chant 16 rounds, right? You do 16 rounds. And once we do this faithfully, then the anarth nivritri will happen. Like all the bad desires will go. Correct? But to happen, but for that to happen, we have to do sadhu sangha and bhajana. Right? Like there is no way out. Right? And then what else Mataji Rupa Goswami said? So one is Bhagavatam study, second is sadhu sangha, third is Dhamvas. Okay. So okay, let's just imagine that this is Vrindavan. And this is the taste devotees have. This is the consciousness they have. Last year we had one Mataji and Prabhuji who visited from India. And whenever the Mataji used to meet me, she used to tell me, I like the fragrance of the flowers here. When I look at the devotees, when I look at the deities, I feel I am in Vrindavan. And I was like, oh my God, how can she have such kind of consciousness? Because even if she is coming to a church, right? This is the basement of our church, right? We have just a picture of Radha Madhav, and how can she is experiencing that this is Vrindavan? So if we develop that kind of consciousness, yes, even for us this is Vrindavan, right? What is this about? Even, when, if you are even that much elevated, if we go to Goloka, what we will do there? We will again do the same thing, right? We will do bhajan, kirtan, right? We will listen to Bhagavatam, what else, This is what we are going to do there as well, so why not this? Here also we are doing the same thing, right? Like we are singing, dancing, we are enjoying with it. So this is nothing but Vrindavan, right? So bhajan, so Shri Dham was, and then Mataji, what's the fourth one? Sorry? Shri Murti Sevan, right? So it is said that in Kali Yuga, we always hear this word. What is the word? Hare Nama, yes, we always hear Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Naste Eva, Naste Eva, Naste Eva, Brother. So then people say that, okay, in Kali Yuga, right, if you only have to do, right, like take the name of Hari, then why we do, why we come to the temple, why we do these programs, right? But if we don't hear about Krishna, if we don't look at Krishna and Radharani, how can we develop love for them? Right? Because again, it will be as simple as in how yogis meditate. They meditate on they do Om, or they just focus on nothing, right? Then the same thing we'll do, correct? We'll just chant, but then we'll not develop love. And what we all are desiring for Krishna Prem. How does Krishna Prem will happen? The Krishna Prem will happen when we come together with devotees, right? When we look at the picture of Radha Madhav, right? When we serve the devotees, then only we can develop love. When we hear about Krishna, right? Like, this is how, in olden days, this is how the girls used to get married, right? I'm not sure how many of you had an arranged marriage, like I did that. So, but in the olden days, right, like the parents used to tell the girl, this is what the boy does, this is how he looks, right? And then you develop, that kind of, intimacy or love for your would-be husband, right? Because you hear about them, right? So yes, so this is what we do here. We hear about Krishna, we look at the picture, and that's the process. Right? That's the process to develop love. That's the process to develop that higher taste. So let's stop here. Okay, if anybody has any questions, we can try together to answer that. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for that wonderful class. I have a question about the regulative principles that you were mentioning in the beginning of the class. Can you give us a little bit of significance of it in Kali Yuga and the four regulative principles, how they help us in the Kali Yuga, why those four are developed in ISKCON? What's the significance of that, Mataji? Thank you.
I think many of us here can answer that. So it's based on the four pillars of dharma, right? So who can answer that? Which are the four pillars of dharma?
Actually, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse in the first canto that it specifically mentioned these four things not to do. Dutam, something I forgot that verse, but that specifically mentioned these four things. And of course, Mataji mentioned that these are the four pillars of dharma, like Satya, Tapasya, Daya, and Shuchita, as you know. These are the four pillars. Now, if somebody is playing gambling, that means the Satya, the truthfulness is gone. Because you cannot win by saying truth when you play gamble. Then intoxication that destroys another leg, which is tapasya. Somebody who is like a drunkard, I mean, can he, like, if he's not even stable, how can he do tapasya? Then illicit sex that destroys the shuchita, cleanliness. And the last one is Daya, like if somebody is killing animals and eating meat, flesh, that is the highest order of getting what is called hinsa, enviousness. So killing is the highest order of enviousness. There are different degrees, so that is the highest order. So these are the 4 pillars. Just like Mataji is there, so there are 4 pillars I can see. If one pillar is not stable, this table will be falling out of it. So this is actually it's in Srimad Bhagavatam mentions, like more specific. Thank you, Mataji.
And even if you look at Bhagavad Gita, these are some of the qualities what Prabhu mentioned. Krishna is asking us to develop that, right? So we need those because without developing these qualities, we cannot get purity. And if we cannot get purity, how can we ask for that mercy? Right? So yeah, it is important. And in Kali Yuga, I think it is mentioned that only one leg is there, which is truthfulness, correct? And that's why. So how can we say that truthfulness is still there? Because we still have Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad. Because by reading that, we know what is the truth. Okay. Does this answer your question, Mataji?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have questions?
So if I question,
Yes, sir.
so like as the words mentions that most of us, or if not, at least for my own self, I can say I'm a neophyte. So when it comes to understanding the position where we are and what we should be doing, this verse is somehow helping us understand to at least have an aim towards a higher goal. What if I don't trust myself or what I read here, that is the actual goal I should be aiming for?
First ask you that why don't you trust this? Because
I'm very neophyte. I don't think there is so much more to know. How would I know if this is the truth?
I think we all are in the same boat. We all are neophyte devotees. So I'm sorry, I don't exactly understand what you don't, what somebody does. I think you are asking for the general public, you're not asking for yourself.
So the question is, like, as it is mentioned in this verse, in the purport, Prabhupada says that for those who are neophytes, for them, I think there is a little bit of an do's and don'ts.
Right.
You got the gist of the question? Yeah.
I got it now. So I think you mean to say that what if I don't believe in the process, do's and don'ts, and I directly go,
Not even like just why would I aim even for a higher thing when I'm happy with that tamarind ball? Like my vision doesn't allow me to see beyond that. I'm happy where I am.
I don't think anybody is happy. And that's why, we all are looking for that higher goal. I don't, there is this verse, again Bhagavad Gita verse, right? Like it says that, it says like, Adya Vanta Kaunteya Nateshu Ramate Buddha. And we all know that, and that's why we all are here, because if we know that we have we have gone through those material desires, we have ran after that, and we know that, there is no permanent pleasure in that. Because all those material pleasures, it has a beginning and an end. Right? It ends. Right? And we all have experienced that. And that's why we are looking for something, which stays there with us. Like even if, as simple as, and I know you know everything, even I should have asked you to answer this, so you know everything. But even if you buy something, like as simple as that, Nimrat and I, when we go shopping and right, she buys something and then after a week or so she's like, okay, oh I don't like this color, I don't like this stuff, it is itchy, it is this, it is that. Sorry, I'm putting you on spot. So this is a very, very crude example, right? But when we go after material desires, we know that it doesn't give us that pleasure which we are looking for. Because we all know, right, from Bhagavad Gita and from Bhagavatam itself, that we are the eternal servants of Krishna. And when we do this, then only we get the real pleasure. Like how many of us, I'm not saying 100% we have experienced that, but like maybe somebody when they are doing kirtan, they are not worried about anything else, right? They are just enjoying that. If somebody is cooking for Radha Madhav, when they are doing that, they just enjoy that. And that kind of pleasure, that kind of happiness, you don't get somewhere else. So that, okay, so we are getting that pleasure, we are getting that happiness just in bits and pieces. But what if, that stays forever? We always remain high. In Krishna flavor, that is everybody's desire. I'm not sure if I answered it.
No, so what I'm understanding is there are two parts to it. One, I guess it's permanent. What you're saying is it's permanent. It's not going to end at any time. So which is great. If there is some pleasure, let it be even just as you gave an example, but that is permanent, then I'll be looking for it. But the second is also that I have to experiment it, to know it.
Right, yeah. No. You have beautifully articulated it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So thank you. Yeah. No, I think if you don't experiment, I guess I would not know. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So, thank you for attentively listening to the class. The last part, before the wonderful meal is served, is going to be some more dancing and music. So, feel free to stand up. Feel free to dance. There is no set ways of doing it. If you like to even just sit, that's fine. If you like to stand up and chant, that's fine as well. And in the beginning, I guess we circulated the beads. If you still have those beads, and if you want them, and if you like to continue chanting, you can. And if you have your own, but you just forgot today, you can hand them over back so that we can keep them for later. Thank you very much. So we'll start with the kirtan now. Thank you.
Vesatarino Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Rama Iva Kevalam Solo Nasti There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way other than chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll chant together. Chant from your heart and don't feel shy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजनाचार्य कृष्ण कृपा श्रीमूर्ति स्वभाव चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ISKCON वाटरलू की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much everyone for joining. So now please line up for the prasadam. A wonderful meal.